Hi, how you doing? This is
the loathsome dung eater,
Ryan, and welcome back to the Gamertron Show. So, by now you've probably already heard of and/or already played Elden Ring. A beautiful work of art, a product of exceptional value, easily a Game of the Year contender for 2022. Video game developer From Software's latest and greatest title, another iteration of the Souls-like genre that they created. And my oh my, was this game hyped up to high heaven. The amount of excitement and anticipation for this game reached heights that very few titles can ever hope to achieve. And now here we are months later after the game was released to the public, with millions of people from around the world having bought and played the game and awarded it with critically positive reception, with many proclaiming Elden Ring to be a masterpiece. This is where I and many others, unfortunately, tend to disagree. Now, Elden Ring is a phenomenal video game, an objectively quality product. It will go down in history as one of the all-time greats and a must-play. And I, myself, personally love the game. I immensely enjoy playing it. It's easily become one of my new favorite games. But proclaiming Elden Ring to be a masterpiece, that I believe is a step too far. Elden Ring has got some failings, it's got some flaws, it's got some problems. And these issues with the game are so irritating because they all stem from outdated, bad design decisions from Software. And what makes it so much worse and all the more tragic is that almost all of these shortcomings could be fixed by From Software in a very short period of time with very little effort on their part. I would argue that it's these shortcomings that keep Elden Ring from reaching that masterclass title. Now in this video, I'm going to present to you all what I believe to be the core issues, the problems holding back Elden Ring. But do keep in mind, this is only part one of a multi-video series dedicated to Elden Ring. Believe me, I love this video game and I want to share with you all my passion for it. And the future Elden Ring videos I produce after this one will be me just gushing about how much I adore this experience. But for now, with this video, I just want to get all the bad shit out of the way so that I can then devote my time and energy to singing the praises of Elden Ring's many triumphs. But for now, for this video in particular, oh boy, let's go over where Elden Ring went so wrong. Starting off, we have the bizarre downgrades from Sekiro. As many of you may know, Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice was From Software's previous game before Elden Ring. Critically acclaimed, the 2019 Game of the Year award winner, a challenging action-adventure game set in a fantastical version of feudal Japan. In comparison to From Software's other titles, the Souls games and Bloodborne, Sekiro added several wonderful quality-of-life features and mechanics that were not found in From Software's previous titles. For example, being able to pause the game, replay boss fights, and innovating on the poise mechanic found in their previous games with the posture mechanic. These are all great features that improve the overall product and player experience. And they're all fucking gone in Elden Ring. What the fuck, From Software? Why have we regressed in features and mechanics? Okay, so first off, pausing the game. Why in the world are we not allowed to pause the game in offline single-player mode? If I am playing the game without an internet connection, there's no excuse to not allow me to pause the game at any given time. Before playing Sekiro, I always assumed that the whole reason From Software didn't have a pause feature in their previous games was because of a limitation with the graphics engine, but Sekiro proves that From Software are perfectly capable of developing a pause feature. There's no excuse to not allow players to pause the game in offline mode. And this shortcoming is all the more egregious because modders were able to make a pause the game mod for Elden Ring within the first couple weeks of the game's release. So there's no excuse from Software. There's no excuse to not have a pause feature in offline mode. The amount of times I died in-game and lost so many runes because I had to walk away from the computer to do important IRL stuff is just ridiculous, and all could have been avoided if I was just allowed to pause the fucking game. Now we come to the inability to replay boss battles and or respawn bosses in a playthrough. You want to fight your favorite Elden Ring bosses again for fun? Ooh, too bad. You're going to have to go into New Game Plus or make a new character and start from the beginning. Now this was always an issue. This was always a problem in From Software's previous games in the Souls series. They create these incredible boss battles and then needlessly restrict how often you can engage with this content. But here comes Sekiro, with the option, with the feature to replay boss fights. Once you defeat one of the bosses in Sekiro, you can then fight that boss again for as many times as you like. Sekiro even has this boss rush gauntlet mode, having you fight all the bosses one after another, trying not to die, encouraging you to replay and master these boss fights. And for some absurdly nonsensical, absolutely bizarre reason that I, for the life of me, cannot explain, this feature did not return in Elden Ring. Why? Why, From Software? Why do you keep doing this? Why did you do this again after you fixed this in Sekiro? Why do you go out of your way to make it as obnoxious as possible for people to fight their favorite boss battles in your games? Why have we regressed in terms of features and brought back problems from the Dark Souls series that you fixed in Sekiro? And you know what makes this all the more egregious? 1 month after the game's release, a modder created a mod for Elden Ring called Elden Ring Reforged. This is a big old game overhaul mod. It's a great mod, highly recommend it. And one of the standout additions of this mod is the ability to resurrect bosses. A modder was able to add this feature into Elden Ring in just a month after the game released. So there's no excuse for From Software to not have added in this feature themselves, especially since they had this feature in their last game before Elden Ring, Sekiro. I won't lie. This problem with Elden Ring legit infuriates me, because From Software creates some of the truly greatest boss battle experiences you can have in a video game. So why From Software actively chooses to restrict this content and not let us replay this amazing content that they put so much love and effort and care into creating, it's infuriating. It's just infuriating. Now, lastly, when it comes to the downgrades from Sekiro, we have the poise mechanic in Elden Ring, which at first, if you were a veteran of the Souls games, you would think, oh, From Software has decided to abandon the posture system from Sekiro and go back to the old poise system from the Souls games. Except, no, they didn't. They brought back the posture system from Sekiro, just called it poise, as it was called in Dark Souls, and then decided to hide the posture/poise meter on enemies, whereas it was a visible UI element in Sekiro. Again, why? Why From Software? Why are you hiding this valuable information from the player? In Sekiro, you could see your posture poise meter build up on your character and on enemies. But for some absurd, nonsensical, absolutely bizarre reason, From Software decided to bring this system back and then hide the information. Oh sure, you can see your poise statistic, and you can see how much poise damage a weapon will do, but it doesn't really matter that much when you can't see the buildup of how long it's taking to stagger an enemy, or how long it's taking for you to be staggered. And once again, just like with the previous 2 downgrades from Sekiro, with mods, you can make this invisible poise meter visible. There is no reason to actively hide this mechanic from the player, especially when you have talismans, armor sets, weapons, incantations, and spells dedicated to this poise mechanic. It makes even less sense to hide this information from the player. All of these missing features in Elden Ring that were in Sekiro, you cannot look me in the eyes and tell me honestly that Elden Ring wouldn't be an objectively better game if you could pause the game in single player, respawn the bosses, and actually see the invisible poise meter. It's so bizarre. It's so bizarre, man, because From Software obviously learned a lot of important lessons from Sekiro and brought in a bunch of really great mechanics from Sekiro into Elden Ring, a dedicated jump, crouching and proper stealth mechanics, and many more little details. So it is mind-boggling why so many other innovative features from Sekiro did not make their way into Elden Ring when they really should have, and they would have made Elden Ring so much better as an overall product and player experience. Now that was quite a bit, but we're not done with Elden Ring's problems just yet. There are a few more to go. Besides the downgrades from Sekiro, we have the unfortunate issues with endgame difficulty balancing. After doing some research on the internet, it's a huge relief to know that I'm not crazy. Because when I got to the mountaintops of giants and the consecrated snowfields, something felt off, and it looks like most people who play Elden Ring agree. Once you get to the endgame locations in Elden Ring, there is a massive difficulty spike where enemies have enormous health bars and deal insane damage, killing you in 2 to 3 hits. Even if you have been leveling up your vigor stat to the high levels, we're talking 70 to 99, enemies start dealing an almost disturbingly absurd amount of damage, which unfortunately leads players towards certain powerful weapons and builds just to get by in the endgame areas, namely looking at the Rivers of Blood Katana. It's honestly difficult to not lean towards a bleed build once you get to the endgame areas, because endgame enemies and bosses have so much health and deal so much damage. This issue of endgame difficulty balance is all the stranger when you look at From Software's previous work. You look at the Dark Souls trilogy and you look at Bloodborne, and their endgames were never this out of whack. They were challenging, absolutely, but you weren't getting killed in 2 to 3 hits when your vigor stat was at max level. Oh yeah, also, goes without saying, Melania, Blade of Mikola, anyone? Yeah, Elden Ring's endgame difficulty balancing could use some retuning. Finally, we come to what may be Elden Ring's greatest problem, its greatest flaw: the multiplayer. It's a fucking mess. Instead of innovating and refining the multiplayer found in their previous titles, From Software decided to just one-for-one replicate how they did multiplayer in their previous games, and it just doesn't work here. Now please understand, this is not me saying get rid of invasions, get rid of summon signs. No, not at all. If it wasn't for summon signs, we wouldn't have iconic gaming moments like with the Elden Ring player who became a star in the community. Let me solo her. And then we have the countless memorable and unique experiences that arrive from invasions. Being able to leave a summon sign and summon other players to help you with boss fights, and being able to invade each other's games are staples of From Software games, and they shouldn't go anywhere. That's not what I'm arguing for. I'm arguing with update these fucking mechanics and features. They've remained almost exactly the same after all these years, and their outdated nature is on display now more than ever. Elden Ring PvP is struggling to survive. There are no dedicated PvP arenas. There's no PvP scaling or balancing of weapons, incantations, spells, ashes of war, so it's just a clusterfuck of PvP players all using the same stuff because it's the best stuff, it's the meta stuff. Then we have trying to engage in open world co-op, which is such a needlessly obscure and obnoxious procedure. You want to play open world co-op? Both players have to be in the same area. Lay down summon signs. Hope and pray that the game actually detects your summon sign and sends it to your friend's world. Hope and pray that once you start attempting to summon one another, that you don't get disconnected. If you get the co-op actually working, you can't ride horses. You can't seamlessly transition from one location to another. You can't go into dungeons. If you die or kill an open world boss, you're both kicked out of the co-op session and returned to your own single player worlds. What is the point of having open world co-op if you can't explore the open world with your friends? The Dark Souls multiplayer mechanics just don't mesh well with Elden Ring's open world design. And this problem with the game is all the more egregious, especially with the recent release of the Elden Ring Seamless Co-op mod. I recently got to play this with my best friend Pixie Willow, and she and I had an absolutely incredible time playing through Elden Ring with this mod. Being able to freely explore the entirety of the open world together, being able to ride our horses, being able to spectate each other if one of us died fighting a boss. The Elden Ring Seamless Co-op mod feels like how Elden Ring co-op multiplayer should be. An innovation and evolution of From Software's multiplayer design. Man, it's such a damn shame, because Elden Ring is such a fantastic video game, but it could be so much better. Just imagine it now, how much more of a pleasant, more fulfilling experience Elden Ring would be if you could pause the game in single player, if you could respawn the bosses, if you could actually see the poise meters, if the endgame location difficulty balance was slightly retuned, and if we had proper, updated, modern multiplayer mechanics and features in Elden Ring. It's such a damn shame. But hey, you know what? At least there's mods on PC. If From Software won't fix Elden Ring, the community will. But there's always hope that future patches, updates, and DLC may finally address these problems in the future. Here's hoping. Anyways, that's been my first Elden Ring video. I hope you liked it. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit the like button. Leave a comment in the comment section down below. Let me know your thoughts, feelings, and opinions on this video and the problems with Elden Ring. If you want to help out and support this video and get more people to see it, then please share it on social media, Twitter, Reddit, and Facebook. And if you want to help out and support me directly and help the YouTube channel, please consider via either Super Thanks on YouTube or clicking the link to my Buy Me a Coffee in the description down below. Anyways, once again, that's been a video, and I'll see you all later.